For today's video, we are going to do some meal prep. We have quite a bit to do and we don't have a lot of time, so let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Chef Coach channel. I'm Mayra, and in this channel we talk about anything really, mostly food and workouts and all that stuff. I'm gonna take you along with me with my Sunday meal prep for the week for me and my husband and my 2 kids. So let's get to it. We are going to start on some proteins. I have to cook some ground beef and some salmon for the kids. Okay, I do my salmon at 425, put it in a sheet pan with parchment paper. Alright, so I got the salmon. We're gonna go get our seasonings. It's not a lot, so we're gonna do some garlic powder, paprika, onion powder. We are moving on to the sauce or slash glaze that I'm gonna use. So we need about like 2 to 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. Shout out to all the Filipinos out there. Roasted sesame oil, maybe just a tablespoon and a half. It's pretty strong flavor, so you don't really need a lot. We are gonna do some maple syrup, probably 2 tablespoons of that. So it's gonna taste almost like a teriyaki style. We're gonna mix that up and get it all over the salmon. So I don't want to do extra dishes, so I'm just using the brush to kind of mix all that around. So we got our sauce here, and we're just going to spread that all over the salmon. I actually kind of did this backwards. I should have did the glaze first and then put the seasoning on top. That's fine. I usually use about half of the sauce, and then I put it in the oven for 10 minutes at 425, add the rest of the sauce, and then flip or like twist the tray around, and then put it back in the oven for the rest of the time that it needs to cook. So that way you get that nice glaze on top with the soy sauce and the maple syrup and sesame oil. And we're gonna put it in the oven. It goes. Okay, so the salmon needs a timer for 10 minutes. We got that going. Now we're gonna do the stovetop 90-10 ground beef. We're gonna use our olive oil spray. Ta-da! Don't mind the messy back. Whatever's behind me, you do not see it. Okay, our kitchen is small. We don't have a lot of space. It's fine. It's not dirty, it's just messy. Alright, anyway, we're gonna brown this or mix it up in this big pot. It's like 4 pounds of meat. My husband and I are currently on macro counting. We have almost pretty much the same meals. Some days he will eat more than I do. Some days he doesn't. It just depends on the day and how busy we are. Since I do stay home most of the time with the kids, I pretty much stay on track. But some days we go out to eat with our friends and our family, so it just depends on the day. But we are macro counting and meal prepping and meal planning and all that good stuff, trying to get these gains in the gym. We are probably honestly just gonna use this Kinder's prime steak, because I'm feeling a little lazy today and I don't want to take out all kinds of seasonings. and put it in this big batch of beef. All right, so Kinders, and we're gonna mix that up. Probably turn this down a little bit. When you're prepping ground beef and you have to eventually reheat it after during the week, I recommend you cooking it about like halfway or 85% of the way. That way when you microwave it or you heat it up in the microwave, it's not so dry. You know, especially if you're doing a leaner type of meat, like a 90-10, or like even they have like 96% lean beef and all that. But I usually cook our ground beef about 85% of the way and pack it up. And then when I heat it up, it's not so dry. And honestly, when we were warming up the food, we usually season it more. At least I do. I usually put a little bit more seasoning or any type of hot sauce or any type of barbecue sauce on top. So that way it just adds to the flavor. But I did the first coat of seasoning, mixed it up, and then I'm gonna put a little bit more to just make sure that everything's coated. And that's it. We're gonna let it cook, mix it up. And we're just gonna have to wait until that is done. So let's go ahead and make the rice so that way it can sit and do its thing. And then probably take out the salmon, put the other stuff or the rest of the sauce on top of the salmon, let it cook all the way. Are you even Filipino if you don't have a big rice cooker that you own in your house? This is how much is this? You can cook like 10 cups of rice in this. Yeah. We're not cooking 10 cups, but we're probably gonna cook close to 6 because I am meal prepping for 4 to 5 days worth of food. And the kids also eat a bunch of rice with the salmon. So we're gonna do about 6 scoops. I'm gonna be honest, I do not really wash my rice. I wash it once or twice and that's it. I don't wash it all the way until the water's cleared because who's got that time? And honestly, I don't know. I don't taste the difference. So if you got a problem, comment down below. Let's fight it out. Not really. Good vibes here. I don't want to fight. But I'm going to show you how to do it without measuring anything. And you just need your hand. So we're gonna get some rice, wash it up, do whatever you want, put water in it, and you get your knuckle, a finger, go to your first knuckle, and just make sure you touch the tip of the rice with the tip of your finger. And you just gotta go, the water should hit right on your first knuckle. Make sure your rice is flat and even though too. So mix it around, swish it around. I usually honestly use my middle finger. So I put my hand like this, go in the middle of the pot, touch the rice, make sure the water touches your first knuckle, or first line of your knuckle. On rice, and let it sit. Right, we got the other half of the sauce. We're just gonna put it right on top. My brain's not working anymore. It just doesn't look dry. I see some people cook their ground beef and it looks dry as hell. You don't have to cook your beef that long. Because especially when you're meal prepping, you always want to cook most of your stuff around 85% and 90% of the way, just because you are going to cook it or not cook it. You are going to heat it up again in the microwave, and nobody wants to eat dry ass stuff. All right, so this is how the ground beef looks. See how it's still juicy and you can hear it. It's not dry. It's out. Look at that nice juicy salmon. Ooh. Okay, I have to bend down a little bit because you can't see my face if I stand up all the way. So, bending down a little bit. Anyway, the real reason why I've been doing a lot of meal preps and trying to stay on track with workouts and my macro and nutrition is because obviously health stuff. You want to stay healthy, but really is that by the end of this year I am going to be ready to go on prep. And I have not spoken that out loud other than telling that to my husband. Not even my friends know. Not even my mother knows. But by the end of this year, I want to be ready to go on prep. Prep meaning for a bodybuilding show. I'm not sure what class, whatever it is. We'll see how it goes. But by the end of this year, I am going to attempt to be ready for prep. And we'll see how it goes. So that is one of the other reasons why I have been filming. So that way you can follow along. Salmon prep for the week. Whatever's left over, I usually freeze it. So that way we don't waste anything. So around halfway, around Wednesday, if I see that we have a lot more left over than what we usually eat, I'll put in the freezer so that way whenever we need it, I'll just pop it in the microwave and put it in. So that way it doesn't go to waste. Olive oil spray. Spray it like so. And one more time. Now is the fun part. We're gonna do a lot of garlic. So we're gonna do some garlic. Lots of it. Gonna use some thyme because it's in my fridge and I need to use it. Oh, the thyme. You grab it like this and you just pull. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper. Dude, I have not had water today. Let me go get water. It's just crazy. Anyway. Yes, it's coffee. But I'm gonna get water right now. Presenting water. Straight up, have not really had water today. I probably had like 3 cups of water and it's already 3:30, I'm sorry. It's already 3:30 and I have not had water. Sorry, future self. I am done with the proteins for the week. We are doing salmon, ground beef, and honestly just doing ground beef and salmon, and then rice and potatoes for meal prep. We're doing frozen veggies. So I put the frozen veggies in the container frozen because why microwave it twice? You might think that's gross, but I haven't gotten sick from it. So anyway, so for dinners, I usually just put everything in big containers. And for lunches, I put it in the little lunch box prep things, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna show you what I mean when, you know, you're not alone at home.
Come back out.
Hi.